Welcome everyone to the 2017 Blade&Soul World Championship. We're finally here in day 5. It's going to be the last day of cast before we move on to the grand finals that will be happening after a short break of 4 days, and we'll be back on Friday. But until the meantime, we're going to have to finish up while we've been on this 5-day marathon of Blade&Soul cast. My name is Joe Sophie. Along with me is Ending Life. We're going to be bringing you the last bit of that action. Extended coverage is what we've been bringing to you guys, and we're going to be finally getting to those 4 teams that are left over to see which team will be eliminated, and we'll have those 3 teams left over by the end of today and head on to the grand finals coming on from Friday.
Yeah, like Joe said, we'll have 3 teams left, not 2, and only 1 team will be getting eliminated today. You'll see on screen soon that our first match will be GC Busan Red versus RMB Gaming from Russia, and our second match will be GC Busan Blue versus Pengandi from Taiwan. And one of these 4 teams is getting eliminated today. One of the teams is getting the top seed to secure that spot for the finals, or per se, the first prize pool right there as you see. And on the schedules, today is the 24th of September. We will have the 1400 broadcast for the first 2 matches, as I just mentioned, and the 1800 broadcast to see who actually gets eliminated and who actually secures that first place seed.
As you mentioned, that top seed going to the grand finals will not be about winning the prize pool right away.
Oh yeah.
That will all come through when we get the grand champion on the finals day to see who comes out in the very top of things. But until then, prize pools will not be given out to any of these teams. I mean, until you do get that 4th place spot today and be eliminated, you will get the 4th prize money. But these guys right here, all 4 teams, they're not looking for that 4th prize money.
Oh no.
They're just wanting to get 1 step further, and each place you get further into the stage, extra money does come through. But with that, fame as well. So these 4 teams, 2 Koreans, 1 from Russia, 1 from Taiwan. You know how these guys have made it through. They're going to be looking through to advancing so much further than what they are right now to hopefully get to that grand stage.
Yep, and on screen you have been seeing the events every time, and we haven't been talking about it much, but same thing goes for these events in Worlds with regards to not being able to participate in it unless you are either here in the audience seat for some of the prizes they give out. And the codes that go out in the middle are only for the Korean servers. Unfortunately for you guys that are playing in other regional servers, I'm very sorry, but you can't participate in this event. I don't know how to say this. Like, this has been going on since last year, and me and Minz and me and Joe Sophie, sorry. Joe, we've been telling you guys over and over, and every time we tell you this, that you can't participate, we feel really bad.
I mean, you don't have to feel sorry. I'm sure we're going to have a lot more Blade&Soul tournaments opening up worldwide, depending on the different regions. We saw the EU and NA also host heaps of tournaments in this past year. We're going to hope that we're going to open a lot more with those codes that you guys are really looking for. You'll get the codes for the Korean server here. So if you really want these, just create a account here and just start leveling from level 1, and
we've been telling them that since last year.
We could, but I mean, it's still a viable strategy if you really want those. But I mean, some people do value those codes with those special prizes very highly. But I just know that it won't be applicable to any other servers outside Korea. So just know that fact, and we're going to move on to the more important matters, which is the games themselves. Yeah,
we have GC Busan Red, who has been performing as the first place seed of Korea and not disappointing at all. And we have RMB Gaming's very impressive games yesterday. And, we were talking to them about, yesterday's last game when they beat out Sky. And, do you want to talk about it? What happened? What went on with the tags that, early on in the game?
I mean, you guys saw the games actually come through. We saw a little bit of entertainment tags for a little bit of entertainment that we've been missing out since we were on the serious mode of who gets to the semifinals. RMB Gaming decided to get the force tag out, which allowed one of the players to come in. Then they decided to use a tag point right away. Bring the 3rd player out. So we got 3 players appearance in a matter of 2 seconds. It's a little bit of funny there, but we did talk to the players right after, and did communicate, and they did tell us that it was just a simple mistake on their part.
So like I did watch the VODs to see, because I remember yesterday we were casting and we went into the game, and you know we usually do like a small introduction when the beginning of the game starts, and we look at the screen and only probably like 20 seconds has passed and 2 tags were used by RMB Gaming, and we're like, what just went on? Everybody is at full health. There was no problem in damage, and you know I rewatched the VODs, and the first tag literally just happened like 10 to 15 seconds into the game, and no CCs have been, you know, no escapes have been used, nothing happened, and we asked them about that in detail, and like Joel mentioned, it was a mistake.
And compared to the detailed question that we asked, they pretty much gave a very simple answer.
Yeah,
it was a mistake.
Yeah, but they won.
They won,
yeah, even with wasting, or yeah, let's say waste, because it was a mistake. So wasting 2 to 3 tags within a minute, they still won. So you know that's why they are here in the top 4 seed, and now we have them on screen, and we did kind of miss out on GC Busan Red's introduction, but you know we know them as GC Busan Red, as you have been seeing them during the Korea tournaments.
So now that we missed a little bit based on our competition, let's get to the important points here. RMB Gaming had to beat out a very strong team of Sky, the #1 seed from China, and they had to beat them out, which eliminated all 3 China teams from this tournament. And RMB Gaming, we thought they were the underdogs coming into that specific matchup, but now they're here, especially one of the players in the team by the name of Maxim Ivanov. The Blade Master has played spectacularly, carrying his team in the singles and also in the tags. Let's see how this actually goes forth. Will they get the same result against GC Busan Red? The next question we're going to be finding out.
Yeah, we'll have Juno Han versus Alexi. A Warlock mirror match, and the music has changed. We are ready for our set 1. We will be getting into it right away. Let's get it on.
Let's talk about the 2 teams for a minute, because GC Busan Red, they played their first game, basically, of blade&soul in the day 4 quarterfinals because they were automatically qualified for that spot. They weren't very troubled by any of the games they played and really made a straightaway path over to the semifinals, whereas RMB Gaming had to fight through many games to have their opportunity here today. So the underdogs, we would have to say, is from the Russian side with RMB Gaming, with GC Busan Red showing so much strength in recent times. But how does this actually translate into the results that we'll see between these 2 teams? We'll have to see.
Yep, and you know, just like a Warlock mirror match should be, a lot has been done, but no damage has been taken. They are both at full health. Alexi did use his escape very early on, but you know, he ended up getting it back. Nothing too much happening. Oh, there we go, Juno Han. Did the body swap into the aerial.
Now he's going to go for the damage here. Gokovenko have already used his body swap to get out of there. Now he uses the second win. See Juno Han using that body swap. Continuing on with that damage right away. Getting into the airborne now. A lot of the things that we've been talking about with the players is that that burst damage that has been very characteristic of this year's World Championship. Somewhat unfairly powerful for when you get the right aerial into your opponents. So much damage comes through, really changes the game just dramatically. And
I don't want to say unfair, it's just ridiculous, I think.
So much damage.
It's just stupid damage. But yeah, Alexi is out of both escapes once again. He does get his void walk back, but Juno Han has his second wind comfortably ready to be used after that tether blade lands on him, if it does.
I mean, we see 2 types of Warlock mirror matches where both players can go aggressive, go for the immediate damage, but you can see also this type of Warlock mirror match where both players play defensively, look for the opportunities to go up.
Ooh, Leech!
Oh,
this is bad!
Gokovenko
when you're Leech and no escape!
There is no escape for him to get out of there, and Juno Han comfortably picks up the first win, not having taken too much threat from the side of Gokovenko, and really gets the first point towards the Korean side.
Yeah, that was a very good mirror match. Usually when like Joe mentioned, when it's very one-sided and the match ends early in a Warlock mirror match, it's either, you know, one of the losing Warlock made a critical mistake, or the skill difference was, the gap was very big, so the winner was just able to take advantage of that. But a Warlock mirror match that we have just seen, we saw, look at this, the countdown, there's 50 seconds left, and they were pretty even until the last burst damage with Junohan landing the leech. This is usually how it goes. So even when Shingyun Kim during the Korea season came out with the Warlock and there was a mirror match with Junohan, it was pretty stale until the mid-late game, just like now. So this means, you know, Alexis Warlock is definitely up to par. He knows how to play. He knows how to, you know, adjust to his opponents. And, you know, unfortunately he did lose the first set, but he showed us a good game.
Might be the second game that I'm personally expecting. I see Maxim Ivanov setting up in that keyboard. Really want to see him and see how he does, but it's going to be Bowden. We're going to find out. GC BUSAN Red, who's going to bring out Sung Choi on the Destroyer. He's done very well throughout yesterday's first appearance, basically, but good enough to get them ahead to the semifinals in the most comfortable of manners. But here he's back again on the Destroyer. He is known as a World Destroyer for a good reason. Does everything right and really not much holes when it comes to playing against and strategizing against this guy. And Maxim Ivanov, he's been spectacular as well. Arguably the best performing player for the side of RMB Gaming. And whether they can do a satisfactory enough performance to get a win, we're gonna find out.
Yeah, and you know, like Joel mentioned, Maxim's Blade Master has been phenomenal, and he is going up against the World Destroyer.
We're gonna go on to game 2, see whether Maxim Ivanov can get a point back on the side of RMB Gaming. And find out against the match against Sung Choi. Let's get it up. Hear those roars coming in from the crowd for GC BUSAN Red, their home turf in this Korean soil. We're gonna get the cheers coming from Sung Choi on the Destroyer for GC BUSAN Red. Going up against Maxim Ivanov from Russia, playing the Blade Master.
Alright, let's see how this goes. Amber Stomp was used. There we go, going in
stun
with the ramp.
Really used the second window. He's taking a lot of damage already. Ivanov, we've seen him save up those escapes as long as he can. He played the mind games against the Chinese squad yesterday and really won out in that.
Alright,
so much
another
damage.
stun into the
This might be
track.
crucial enough. And if he can get into another stun, it will be over for Ivanov.
Alright, that area was finished off kind of weird for Sungjin Choi.
Hey, did you see the gust being used right away by Sungjin Choi? But it's going to be Ivanov now, having to pull the counter, but not coming from his
out of
another
any
stun.
escapes.
Going to be now for the next 5 seconds, and that might be it, but it doesn't end quite yet. He's going to go for the Cyclone and trying to get out of there, give him some range. He does get the second win back, so one more stun he can get out of.
Yeah, that should have been over if Sungjin Choi didn't.
Another stun, which procs another second win from this guy, but this might be enough damage, and just continuous stun, really not being able to get off that daze. And does Maxim Ivanov lose another match for RMB Gaming to go down 0-2 now.
Yeah, and just remember, this is best out of 7 first team to reach 6 points. So winning 2 singles and obtaining 2 points for GC BUSAN Red. However, if RMB Gaming just wins that next 3rd tag match, they will tie it up for getting 2 points for winning that tag match.
We're gonna advance to game 3 after GC BUSAN Red with the help of Junohan and Sungjin Choi. Key players on this team kicking off very, very good wins for them, and 2-0 up. Gonna be very comfortable moving forward in the series. Let's see whether game 3 they can extend this lead, or it's gonna be RMB Gaming pulling the ropes. Get back to even at 2-2.
Yep, and you know, Maxim did put up a fight. However, it just seems like Sungjin Choi's Destroyer is at another level. We'll see how he plays, and you know, this talk also has been going on about, you know, the Destroyer's wallbang, but we don't know anything what will happen in the future. But the wallbang, it seems, you know, personally I think it should be patched up, you know, so it's less OP.
For Sungjin Choi, I mean, we talked about it in the dressing room there. We talked about what he thought of the current meta, but one thing he did tell us is that the game seems too easy right now. That is just he's getting too much damage off of this situation where he did not used to back in the day, and he's saying these explosive damage have been very uncharacteristic of what he thought of Blade and Soul should be about. So
he knows
he wants some change, although he is so strong at it. But he has the humility to tell us that it will be better for the entire Blade and Soul scene for destroyers and also the other aspects of different classes to get a little bit nerfed to make sure the balance is equal between these every classes that are available in Blade and Soul.
Yep, and these are just, you know, our opinions and what, you know, what the players and what we think. We are not saying anything is going to happen. It's just, you know, we were talking about it because it was kind of ridiculous of having an interfere in to help, but you're both wall banged.
Yeah.
It's impossible to get out. But, you know, Sungjin Choi and all of the Korean and all of the players know this, so don't worry.
Just an open-ended discussion will lead us into a game 3 between GC BUSAN Red, RMB Gaming, to the Korean or the Russians because of 2 points. Let's get it on. You hear those roars, really the shouts coming from the Korean side. So Hyungwoo Kim though on the assassin for the first time, like the Golkovenko. Gonna make his appearance after losing out in game 1. Probably wants a different result this time around.
Yep. Hyungwoo Kim is actually going very aggressive, but ended up using his Lotus of Escape first.
You see Golkovenko trying to poke him out, forcing out the defensive interfere coming from Juno Han, giving that time to social back for those cooldowns to be reset.
Now Hyungwoo Kim could go aggressive once again to use another Lotus of Escape.
Another stun coming in.
And another stealth.
Yeah, that's a stun coming in from Golkovenko, which forces that stealth out from Hyungwoo Kim. Hyungwoo Kim tried to go in aggressively, but really got nothing done except using all his escapes. Forced out to interfere. Maxing even up, putting the damage. And that's going to be the defensive interfere now. Coming in crucially from Sungjin Choi. Giving that iron plating to negate any more damage, but that's going to be continuation damage. It might be eliminating. And Hyungwoo Kim, without being able to do anything, gets single-handedly knocked off. And Golkovenko here, and Juno Han is back out. He's continuing on with this damage. The Russian side really feeling it here.
Juno Han is...
Wait, this might be error. This has to be. I will get a confirmation once we do, but just seemed like very uncharacteristic. Maybe Hyungwoo Kim, he could have gotten unlucky with that. Obviously the death there, but it's very unusual for Juno Han to go in right after that.
No, the thing is, right after Hyungwoo Kim died and Juno Han was standing still on screen, actually from across from us, we do have GC BUSAN Red's booth in our sights, and I saw Juno Han and Hyungwoo Kim turning around, talking to the refs, and Hyungwoo Kim was clicking his keyboard, telling them that he was, it seemed like as if he was saying like something was wrong, nothing, like it didn't respond. So Juno Han, when he came in, he was actually AFK and he ended up dying, if you guys have seen it. And Juno Han was actually going back. Yeah, so Juno Han was helping Hyungwoo Kim, you know, appeal to the refs. And right now we did get
a confirmation from the referees that it has been acknowledged that Hyungwoo Kim's keys did not operate properly and did not react to his touch. So, a good rematch. And a remake will occur for GC BUSAN Red. So it seemed like RMB Gaming could have had that huge advantage there, being 1 man up. But it's going to be, we're trying to get a fair environment for every player here in GC BUSAN Red, along with Hyungwoo Kim. Felt like the key did not
the key for the tag didn't work because we know that his escapes worked because he used it 2 times even after Juno Han came in for the time distortion to give his escape back. He uses a Lotus of Escape and his stealth twice, but it seemed like he was pressing the key for the tag and it didn't work. And you know, as I mentioned before, Juno Han came in and he was just AFK because, you know, Hyungwoo Kim and Juno Han, they were both telling the refs that it wasn't working. There was no reason for Hyungwoo Kim not to tag out after using all of that escape and just getting into the aerial and just ended up dying. So that is the reason why Juno Han ended up dying after coming in, but you know.
And just another explanation for why we're getting a lot more errors than we conventionally do in Blade and Soul Korea. If you've been following, is we have made a very custom server, NCSoft, just for this tournament because we had to really count for all the regions, different regions coming in. So we had to get rid of the Hongmoon Ultimates. We had to get rid of, if the Gunslinger was available, we had to get rid of that. And we also had to adjust the patch to be on par with what the other regions have been used to playing.
Well, not on par. They just basically, yeah, that is correct. They had to keep the most recent patch up, but in the most recent patch, Hongmoon ult is implemented. So they had to take out only the Hongmoon ult, but keep the patch. So basically, like, they had to go back where the Hongmoon ults weren't available, but have the recent patch updated. So like, it is very complicating for NCSoft to create this offline tournament patch or client per se for this offline, and that's one of the reasons why we do get this multiple issues.
And we know for all those community users out there who actually play the Blade and Soul game, you know that the stable live servers are also based on bug twitching and also just fixing up these little malfunctions that could happen in game.
Yep.
NCSoft takes care of that over time. But now we had to have a custom server that fit the criteria for all the regions here. So to do that, they probably have a little less time to prepare for all those bugs here and there. But that's the reason why we're getting a little more malfunctions and a bit of errors throughout this tournament. So we do apologize once again for this little mishap. We're going to be back. BUSAN Ren and RMB Gaming, they're going to go for it again in this game 3 here.
All right, this time around, Hyungyu Kim still ends up using his stealth first after going aggressive.
Lotus Escape 2. I mean, he's
Deja vu.
just going back to
and
what he has lost before.
And Junohan comes in for that time distortion as well. The exact deja vu. Hyungyu Kim has taken more damage, but he does get his escape back from Junohan's help.
Gokovenko wanting to replicate what he just did right before the remake was to kill off Hyungyu Kim, but Kim probably knows to use the tag button this time around.
All right, this is exactly where we ended up stopping here because Hyungyu Kim couldn't tag out and got into the area, but it seems like he doesn't want to tag out this time around.
Summoner, Olgotsov coming in.
But there is the iron plating.
It's going to be the iron plating coming from that defensive interfere, coming from Sangju Choi. Gokovenko still feeling pretty comfortable.
And this time around, he successfully tags out.
Then Sangju Choi is back out on the field. It's going to be against Gokovenko. Couldn't be beat by the Blade Master of Maxim Ivanov. Okay, now he's just going for the Typhoon. So much damage.
Tons of damage. Tons of damage. Typhoon! He is trying to keep distance, but he does get grabbed! Alright, body swap.
I reckon Sangju Choi was talking about this manner where the Destroyer is too strong at this moment. That's going to be good enough to knock off Gokovenko. Doesn't seem like there was a tag miss there. It was just not much time to tag out in the first place.
Yep. Sangju Choi ended up putting him in the area and finishing it off. And Junohan comes in.
Yeah, he's going to come in with that damage onto Ivanov. It's very unfortunate that Gokovenko has to be the first man out. Sangju Choi is going to come in with the extra damage, and that's going to be the second man out for Maxim Ivanov. And suddenly, after that remake, it's really going the opposite way. Really, RMB Gaming knocking the same opportunities and players dying out very easily one by one, and it will be BUSAN Red after that remake. Just to win here. I don't know how good they feel about the actual
Maybe
win.
we should just get another remake. You know, an even remake, one remake per team. But I'm just kidding. There was no technical difficulty on Russia's side. Even though they did lose out, usually when there is a problem, they turn to the refs right away in the middle of the game, like Hyungyu Kim and Junohan did, even going AFK in the middle of the game to call out there was a bug or there was a difficulty. But it doesn't seem like it is happening. But like Joe said, how good will GC BUSAN Red feel about this victory?
I mean, if I was GC BUSAN Red, I would feel terrible. I mean, the fact that you did have an valid excuse for calling for that remake, but when you turn that against your opponents to just get a relatively easy win, and I don't know, I wouldn't feel very proud about that specific win, but it is all about the results, and GC BUSAN Red do pick up another victory, making it 4-0 now. Seems like a very easy clean sweep might be coming up.
Yeah, the only way for GC BUSAN Red now to prove to us and all of you viewers that the remake wasn't the reason we won is to get that clean sweep, like Joel, like you mentioned. If they start losing maybe 1 or 2 matches, then people may think that remake just helped them out. But if they do get a clean sweep and prove us wrong and say, you know, that really was the difficulty and it wasn't the remake that gave us the victory, we are skilled enough to get that victory, and you know, so we'll see what happens in the next couple of sets that are to come.
I mean, there was nothing violated that the sportsmanship of
Oh, yeah.
you know, nor the regulations of what was supposed to be going down, but it was a valid remake. But I feel like feel a little bit my heart going towards the Russian side, RMB
Yeah.
Gaming, for earning such a kind of an unfortunate loss on that one, losing out on a very solid 2-point that it would have benefited from very highly going on to the series. So now they are down 4-0. I wonder if they can really come back from this and pick up a few points or so.
But you know, like this did happen. The technical difficulty did happen a couple of times during Worlds, and it was throughout different regions. So it's understandable that it happens. But the music has changed. Let's get into our set 4. Let's get it on.
There you go for the second series of singles between GC BUSAN Red and Russia's RMB Gaming. It is going to be Hyungi Kim, the man who did call for the remake.
Yep.
It's going to be against Ashim Ogosov, summoner of this team.
He does have to use that stealth because he was stunned by the cat.
So even if the summoner is stunned up, cat will still be in play. Make sure his owner is safe and sound.
Yep. Hyungi Kim, he doesn't seem to be having a brawl right now. He does land some CCs on the summoner, but he is afraid to go in because of the cat.
Yeah, I mean, the annoyance that the cat brings is immense, as we've seen in past occasions, but it's all about Ashim Ogosov on the stun once again onto the webbing. The landmine is planted. It's going to be popped with the bombard coming in.
Yep. Doing enough damage, but the health, you know, summoner's just going to keep healing up unless you're going to get rid of that summoner. He's just going to stay in the game.
Up the tab escape. Ashim Ogosov really not keen on using that escape.
Yeah.
Now he
There we
does.
go.
I guess the backstab this is going to be Hyungi Kim's turn. And as you talk about the burst damage, getting another win and one more point over to GC BUSAN Red. It is 5-0. I know that we talked to GC BUSAN Red right before this match had begun. They talked about what they were really aiming for in this specific matchup against the Russian side, and they did mention a 6-0 clean sweep was their objective going into this. So one step away from this, getting this, but I wonder if they're doing the paper, rock, scissors just to see who's going to go up next in the singles. Find out.
I think that was it to see who goes up.
Hyungi Kim was pretty joyful about what the result was. We didn't see it in detail, but maybe that just means Hyungi Kim will make another appearance coming into this last, potentially it could be the last single.
Yeah.
You see Juno Hondo setting up on that keyboard and mouse. Sung Choi has both his hands just away from his equipment. Kind of reckoning that Juno Han might be the next person up.
All right. Yeah, I thought Hyungi Kim won that rock, paper, scissors, and I thought, you know, he'll be coming out for the potentially the last match, but we'll have to see when the screen shows us.
You never know. Maybe he was happy maybe because he lost. I mean, he didn't want to play another round. And
yeah, maybe.
Maybe. You never know. With the psychology between these players.
Yeah, but it does seem like Juno Han is preparing for the match, so.
We did not get many vision around the Russian side to see who's going to make their appearance for RMB Gaming. It will be Maxim Ivanov versus Juno Han, and as we predicted, the rock, paper, scissors may or may not have had any implications on the actual decision, but it will be Juno Han making the next play and trying to finish out this game in a 6-0 series for GC BUSAN Red.
Yeah, and you know, personally, it would be amazing if Juno Han went back to the Blade Master against Maxim's Blade Master to see who is the true Blade Master of this World's 2017. But unfortunately, he's on the Warlock.
I mean, we know that Juno Han does have the Blade Master registered. We're going to see him go on the Warlock this time around. Hopefully get a 6-0 clean sweep. He'll be the one to do it. He can do it. Get on. Here we go for what potentially could be the last match. Really excluding our needs to go to the next series of tags. Could be over right here with Junohan if he gets a victory over Maxim Ivanov.
Yep. Junohan actually goes in and ends up taking damage using his second win out. Maxim has been performing very well throughout this Worlds as a Blade Master.
He has, and what about Ivanov? Can he continue on with that performance? It is going to be a question. He uses the second win to get out of there. You see him jump out of there. Junohan really wanted this close distance damage now towards Ivanov.
Taking a lot of damage, and he is out of escapes. This is not looking good for Maxim.
Second aerial coming through. There's nothing he can do.
Finally, he finds a little time in between where the familiar is gone.
Junohan, you don't see him very threatened.
All right.
But stun coming up, the Dragon Chunk coming in. It's not going to be enough damage to finish him up quite yet. He has to do that once more. Get a real threat onto Junohan.
He's out of second wind. Oh, Leech!
Okay, then Leech lands but does not force out. Second win.
Oh, the aerial.
Let's get onto the aerial. He might have to use a second win as soon as he lands on the ground. He does keep his tap escape intact.
He is making a move, getting close to Junohan.
Now Junohan gets another stun, which is going to force the body swap right away.
This is very close. Junohan will get his second win back soon.
Okay, now Ivanov might have a chance here. Does have the second win available, Junohan, but if he can't get out of another situation, might be Dragon Tongue to death. As it stands,
Maxim has to get rid of Junohan's escape, but he is stunned with no escape. But
he doesn't go on the aerial though. Yeah,
he
doesn't go on the aerial as we expected there, but even without that second win,
another leech,
finds some way to go, and that is the aerial we've been waiting for. And Junohan finishes off the series, giving GC Busan Red a 6-0 win. In the most fairest of manners, I cannot conclude with that answer, but nonetheless, it will be about the result, and 6-0 is what GC Busan Red is going to get against RMB Gaming. Now RMB Gaming is in the trenches now, going to the losers bracket, see whether they can keep their hopes alive and make it to the grand finals.
Yep, and you know, like Joel mentioned, they are not eliminated. They will just be, you know, waiting out for the second match loser to come down to fight off for that, you know, third place.
And that second match will be coming right after this break, and it will be GC Busan Blue, the sister team coming from the GC Busan organization. They will be up against Taiwan's Peng Gandhi, who had just a miraculous win yesterday against INEPS to be here in the situation. So Peng Gandhi doesn't want to settle for fourth place, and they really want to advance further. In order for them to do that, they have to beat out very, very powerful GC Busan Blue. There you see the red being represented by Junohan. Still the eyebrows, not the angry mode quite yet. He has given us a hint of when we might see that angry eyebrow, but we'll keep it confidential until they actually appear. But as it stands right now, GC Busan Red 6-0, clean sweep over the Russian side, and now they're discussing over this matter, but it will be them heading to the losers bracket to wait for their next opponent to come. We're gonna go to a short break. We're gonna be right back. This match 2 of this day 5 event of our broadcast. We're gonna be back with GC Busan Blue and Peng Gandhi right after this break.